Hi, and welcome back to WhiteRavenBookRook on Vancouver Island. I've had to make some changes because this little Craftly haul book became quite hefty. Let me get you up here. Excuse my desk mess. It's my crap room, as my sister-in-law calls it. The crap room. So I'm in the crap room, and this is how big we got this Craftly haul book. So I've added a few pieces. I've done a lot of stuff on the inside as well that I haven't showed yet. So but I will go back. I've put some strings on and whatnot, and I will go back and I will go through the pages and show you all of those later. But for now, what I thought is, my big concern is, because this has gotten to be so thick, like it is a good 3 inches, and it's not going to fit in what I had originally thought when I made the portfolio or the folio cover. And I had made this at the very beginning. One of my first videos, I showed that I had decoupaged this, and I was hoping that I would be able to, sorry, I'm out of frame a lot, but the camera's pretty high and I can't really do much else. So this is what I was hoping to do, and I was hoping to be able to put the folio or the book over here. And I mean, look, it's just I don't think it's gonna work. So I mean, there's no way it's gonna go under those covers. It's gonna be just too big. So I'll try it a little bit higher. So I had to come up with something new. No problem. I will just leave this for something else. It's still a great little folio cover, and you'll see that another day. All right, so I had to think, what am I going to do? How am I going to close this? How am I going to get everything included in here? Well, because it's envelopes, I was able to stick stuff. Remember when I made this little make? A little change from everything else. The day I needed a break just to do something different, and I created this to add a little color. So I'm going to put this in here, and it goes into that pocket. And then I also have the story in the back. I want a flap to go over here still, and a way to fasten that down. So I still have to work on that. Gosh, I thought I was finished, but I'm not. So, but I have come a long ways with figuring out what I think I want to do. So today, all I'm going to do is put away all of this that I've got done, and just put that somewhere. And I'm working on the cover, another cover, yes, another cover, because well, this is a fairly soft cover to start with, because it's just the envelope, and it's got the collage paper over top. So it's pretty flexible. I mean, it's pretty soft. I would like it to be a little more protected than that. Plus, I want these things on the front, and I don't want them getting all mushed up. So I'm thinking, okay, what are we going to do? So this is what I've come up with. I had this already. It's a regular hanging file folder. And all I've done is I've taken out the metal bars, and then I cut it down to size. And the size that I wanted, and the size that I want is the size that's just enough for me to put this book in, and to cover, and be able to fold this over, and have a little bit of decoration on the front. But so that's gonna work out okay. I've gone through and figured out a lot of that business. There's gonna be a little pocket inside, etc. So I've pretty much figured out that as far as what I'm gonna need, and how, you know, how it should be okay, what should work. But this is still just card, really. It's just a lightweight cardboard, and it's not going to be strong enough. So I want to be able to use these that are part of that file folder with the metal parts go through there. And you guys probably seen these a lot. So the metal strip is going through there. So when I open that up, take out the metal strip, I really like this part, so I want to be able to use that. So instead of just throwing more paper on here to make it thicker, which I could do, what I'm thinking to do is I've got some material that is like a brown suede, and I thought maybe I would do the inside of the book with that. So I've had to do a little bit of figuring out again to see if it's going to work. And I put this on because I want the material to come right up and cover, so that's going to have to be decorated first. So I just wove a ribbon. I got some nice velvet ribbon, and I just wove that through those holes. And ended up with that and glued it really well on the back. And this one I'm going to leave. This one I want to cover over, this one I want to leave. You'll see when we go, and I probably will try and get back to remember to point that out again as to what it happened like. So the only thing we're at right now, basically, is it's all cut. It's just a file folder. It's cut to size. The book itself is 9. And this is just over 9. Well, it's about 9, and this is just, the book is just under 9. So it's just enough. Just enough. Yeah, pretty much the same exact. So I'm going to cover this with the material and then let it dry overnight. And then when I come back, hopefully I'll be able to just continue on and be able to put this around the book. The book can go inside. This can go here. This will go here. I'll have some decorations on the front. I'll put this back on, which was on the original. All I did was cut the ends off. And I'll have a little pocket tuck in here. Because this is just going to be card, I can put the ribbon in later. And I'm just going to put the material right up to there. And all the way over to here. So in the end, what I want to be able to do is have this so it'll come to there. As it opens, a little tuck spot and stuff here, and then you'll have this edge here, and this edge will come over the file and come to here. So now I have to think about what I'm going to do for closure. And once I've got that kind of worked out, I may use magnets. I may use just a folio thing. You know, the button folio twist around deal. I might use both. So let me work that bit out and get everything glued down, and I'll see you in the next part. Let's get this material on. I decided what I'm going to do is Mod Podge, because it's cheap, and I got quite a bit of this to go on. It's not really my favorite, but it'll work for this, I think, pretty good. So I'm going to only go up to there, because I'm going to think about why my brushes are so hard. I gotta treat them, I guess, and get them back into condition. Okay, so what I do is just put a lot of this down, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, so that it does everything is covered. Everything. As much as I can. Basically, like that. And then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add a little bit of material to go over, because I have plenty. So I'm just going to line this up a little extra because of the then put it down, press it on. And then I'm going to leave this to dry overnight. So this is how I do it. I just do a little chunk section at a time so that I can make sure that I've got enough glue. And I know I call Mod Podge glue, whether it is or not, I don't know, but I use it like glue, so it's glue to me. So I just get more on, working in sections, making sure everything is covered. I don't want any weirdos. I mean, you can always fix them if you have to, but I don't freak out about it or anything. It's no big deal. It's just it's supposed to be fun, right? So what's that? Cherry pip. There's cherries out. It's cherry season. Okay, so a little more Mod Podge. And I'm going to go this one all the way up, covering those decorations on this side. That's why I needed to make sure that they were done already, because I want that material to cover those. So let's just get this on. I look at it from all angles just to make sure that I haven't missed a spot like that. And away we go. Now this is really going to strengthen this quite a bit. So I just follow it along. And if you don't have nice material that you want to use, you could use paper bag, you know, or tissue, you know, and they crinkle it all up and make it look like faux leather, I think it's called. There's plenty of YouTubes on that. So I'm gonna get under here, making sure that I've gone all the way back, and then on here, all these little fiddly parts, I got to get lots of glue on those, and my tape. Now also the other thing is I'm wondering if those little magnets are going to actually go through that material thickness, if they're going to be very, very good at all. But they're just kind of an extra. If they work, they work. If they don't, we'll do something else. Right? Right, am I right? Tell me I'm right. Okay, so glue. And lots more glue. Okay. And then, oops, over she goes. You can feel those ribbons. And I get my corners down. Press good. And then leave this. I'm not really going to do much else with it right now. Like, I'm not worried about weighting it down or anything, because I want it to dry. So I'm going to leave this until the next step. So that's part one of the cover. Thanks for joining me, and hope you're enjoying. And thanks to all the new subscribers. And we'll see you soon. And we'll start continuing to work on this lovely cover for our Craftly Haul book. This will be the inside. I think it'll be nice. Okay. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Hi, and welcome back to part 2 of the cover for the Curious Case of Craftly Haul. I went ahead and finished it up, and I'm just going to show you today here what I did. Alright, so we had got to the point that we had cut the cover out of the green file folder, and then I had covered it with this brown soft suede-like fabric. I glued these edges down. I put some little gloss dots on. What are they called? What are these things called? Hang on. Nouveau stone drops. So I put those in each of the little holes that were part of the cut design of the fold over piece. These little bits here. And made a pocket there. So I'm going to go back and show, I've been also working on some of these pieces that are going to go inside. So I'm finishing up this whole book. So I will go back and do a flip through of the entire thing and show you some of the changes that I made to the book, some of the things that I've done and what I've added as well. But I will do that later. Today I'm just going to show you the cover. So the cover had to have a closure. So I decided what I would do is have it so that it sits like a file. I wrote case 374 on there. I put these metal embellishments on. And I put a little bit of paper decorations on. This is Brad's. And then I took the clock, watch, stopwatch, pocket watch, and I glossy accent that, and then I also took the foundry wax and put that around the edge. So I had to be careful with that foundry wax because I already had the embossing on there. So anyway, bashed up the brads a little bit, and I think I told you how I actually had sewn the book in. I don't know if I remember on the last. But I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I found not the center of the book, but where it seemed to lay more center-ish. And then I 3-hole pamphlet stitched in with just embroidery thread. I'm not feeling so great about that. I might go back later and do it again with some string or some floss or something else. But anyway, for now, that's what we have. There's a pocket on that side. Made a little one of those clips, and I again used I made it really thick with some really good card stock that I have, and then I did the foundry wax on that as well. And I just have that so I can put his little card in there, extra secure, and then a little booklet that I made here for to identify the others. Like I said, I'll show you that later. So then we get to the back here. Basically, I just used a great huge paper clip. This is like about maybe 2.5 inches. And I just made a flap on this back pocket. As you may remember, this was made out of envelopes. So this back pocket, I made a flap here for a closure. I just decorated with this really cool hinge. I thought that went really nicely. I rounded the corners, and I used the different inks and did the splotching. And used the distress inks to do that. I used blues and browns. And then in this pocket is where we have the story. I cut that down so it fits good and tight. And there's little notes on here when I went through and was trying to figure out what was going on what page, how the story was going through. So that lives in there, with the indenture or deed to the property of Craftly Hall. So that all lives in that one pocket. It's a nice size pocket. It's like 9 by 6. And that just closes over there and is kept closed with this very large paper clip. Just got that at the dollar store, I think. So the back I have left plain inside. I went around a lot about what I should do, and I may still do something, but until I get a real bright idea, I'm not even going to worry about it inside, because it's fairly snug already with everything. We don't need a lot more. It doesn't matter if it's just plain. And then so on the back, the way that I've set up the closure is I just punched 2 holes. I braided this little elastic cord. I have this very fine cording elastic, and so it was too thin, so I just braided 3 pieces together, punched 2 holes in the back here. These are magnets, which I had tried to use on the front here, but it just wouldn't go through this material. It wasn't going to work that way. So anyway, I had them, and I thought, well, they will work good here, and I put those on the back as well as inside here. And I just threaded that elastic through to the inside. And then again, I added more of this, the Nouveau stone drops. I also used a few things to try and make sure that they really stuck. And in the end, what I got down to was the, what's that glue called? Yeah, super glue. Because I wanted to be sure that they were stuck in there, because there's a bit of tug gonna happen here. So basically I did nothing on the back except this little tiny little decoration. I thought that was kind of cute there. And it just comes over from the back and hooks on around that clock watch. And when I did that, I put that on with a brad, and that brad of course comes through to this side. And so like I just made use of that by adding this little paper clip dealie, and then putting his Ernest Brundle's identification card there. So that's it. That is it for Craftly Haul, except for the final flip through. And I will be doing that soon. But I wanted to get this out because it is a part 2, and people have been waiting for me to finish the cover. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I know people are still doing Craftly Haul stuff. I watch it on YouTube, and people are still creating. Good for you guys. I'm done. It was fun, and I'm glad it's over. Turned out pretty big. Like, that is about 2 inches. Good 2 inches deep. And like I said, 9 by 6. So it's nice, compact. Zip. And yeah, so I've got lots going on with the pages inside, a lot more different, and you may see these if you've been watching my pages on a daily basis. You will know that these are new. So I'll explain that when I get to showing the flip through. There's a couple of these little guys, because when you have an abandoned house, what shows up besides ghosts? Cats and ghosts of cats. So I've included some of those as well as the ravens, because they're ravens. Okay, thanks again, and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.